I thought I'd do a quick little garden tour since I've been gone. And yeah, I guess you guys know I've been gone because I haven't been posting as many gardening videos lately, because I've been posting like travel videos and different things because I've been out traveling around doing stuff, having fun, living my best life, all that good stuff. But I wanted to show you my garden because I was back home in my garden, and then I saw this and it made me so happy because there's 1, 2 runners. This runner's probably gonna die because it's broken. And then there's that one, and then that looks like that's gonna be a runner. And that one, and that one, and it looks like it's gonna be a runner, and they're already starting to root. And they're filling out, because right now it was a big heat wave where like all those beans I thought were gonna make it, because when I planted it, it was weather like this, but then it got really hot. But my strawberries seem to be doing well. And my mint looks amazing, and it's spreading, and it's like, I don't even really care that it's spreading. I'm just glad I have mint after all my mint troubles. And then those tomatoes I planted, and there's some snail stuff in the tomatoes. These are tomatoes, and they're in clumps like that. I know I planted them from a tomato. And my apple mint in there, that looks good. I went all the way around there. And then my strawberries are doing really good. All of them seem to be doing well. And then my peas that are over in the shade, because it's been a little cold and like misty and rainy. Actually, I'm not really sure how it's been here, but it's kind of cold today, but no mist or anything. And there's a little more snail residue. And I can see some cilantro right there. And that looks like some kale and some lettuce and tomato. So much. And then I was over here and I was so excited because look at this tomato, how big it is compared to all the others. I think that's either, what is that tomato? I keep forgetting the name of it because it was a pelleted seed, or it's a 42-day tomato. Or it could be something else because I showed you how I put a bunch of stuff in a Ziploc bag and plant it. And I put a bunch of tomato seeds and stuff in here, but right here, this is, like, that's kale. But this, wait, no. Oh, that's a tomato leaf. Wait. Yeah, tomato, kale. Oh, there's cilantro. This is lettuce right here. And look at that. That's another big one. And some more kale. And like the bugs got to the bean, but the beans are still doing good. But that looks like lettuce. That tomato I planted last time, I think I showed you how I planted it, or I'm going to post that video. I'm not sure if I posted it yet. But here's some more defined lettuce right here, where it's more defined. And then that's some kale. That kale is getting kind of big. I might move that kale to something bigger because kale gets pretty big. And there's some more, like when it's colder here, because it gets really hot here, my garden does better. But then I haven't really focused too much on my garden this year because I've been gardening in other places and teaching and all that good stuff. And then I've just been tired too because I've been working a lot. And there's some beans. Oh, and there is my blackberry bush. I might move that into something bigger because it's a lot bigger than when I bought it. It was really tiny. And then here's my tomato. These leaves, because there are just some leaves on the other side, because it said that these two are this is supposed to be the same as my other tomato that's been producing a lot, but these leaves look completely different, and none of these tomatoes have gone red yet, and they seem to still be growing. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's a really tiny one over there. Right here. There could be more in there that I just don't see. And these are some flowers, but I don't know if they'll make it because not all the flowers have made it, because like those dried up, those dried up. And these tomatoes are getting bigger and they're doing better, and I planted these from a tomato. And then I was looking at this tomato, which came from one of the plants. I don't remember which one, but the roots are doing really good, so I'm going to transplant that. And these stuff grew, but then stuff died. But then I was looking at this morning, and this one really filled out. This one, oh, I turned it around to look, but it has tomatoes growing on it. There's a bunch of little tomatoes on here. And the flowers seem to be doing well. A bunch of tomatoes over there. And the kale and parsley. Yeah, kale, parsley. And it could be some, yeah, I think it's just mainly kale and parsley. The basil's not doing as well. But the Sweet 100 seems to be doing well, but it looks like it's turning a little yellow, and I might need to prune that a little bit. But I was looking at this morning, and there, because last time I did a video, I picked a bunch of tomatoes off of here. Well, not a bunch, but like 3, and that was pretty good for me. But then I found these 2 tomatoes. I didn't see those before, and then there's a tomato right there, and then there's a tomato right there. And then I realized this is a tomato right here, but this looks like it might be kale. And those are some tomatoes. And then the lettuce that I was really proud of, and I'm not sure what that is. And some more tomatoes, some other things in there. Like all those came up, those tomatoes are planted from a tomato. But one thing I was looking in this one, and I was shocked. Like that's a bean coming, and there's tons of tomatoes in here. And then I saw some lettuce. Oh wait, the squash down there is coming up. Oh, and then right there, this is my asparagus that I planted, that I had asparagus roots to, that I didn't think would come up. And I'm surprised it did. Yeah, this one's starting to fill out. And that might be a squash or a melon or a cucumber. And there's some stuff right there. Some of that stuff looks like it died because it's in there. And then right there. And then it looks like I see some snail poop in there. It looks like tomatoes and squash. And some more asparagus. I realize I don't always show what I actually think I'm showing, because I am looking at stuff. Yeah, so 2 things of asparagus came up because I think I had 10 asparagus roots. Because I bought some and I thought they died, and I just planted them in here. So I had them planted in something else, same thing where I planted the tomatoes from tomato in a bag with the old soil. I didn't think any of it survived, but I thought I'd give it another try. Well, the tomatoes, I didn't see those because they were like gone, but I guess the seeds were still in there. And then when I planted in there, everything came out. Yeah. Oh, and then this tomato right here that I planted, that it was a clipping of another one. I thought it was dead, but it looks like it might be alive because it was rooting and everything. And it doesn't look completely dead because it was a heat wave and I forgot to water it for like a day or 2. Yeah, but it looks good. And then my aloe vera, it looks really good. Like you're looking at it, you're thinking like, oh, it looks bad, it's all in a corner, but it's actually pretty huge and looks pretty nice, and it's getting even bigger. And it produces all babies, and then I give off the baby aloe vera. I give it away. Yeah, but this looks good. And all this is filling out so much, and it makes me happy. And this one has so much in here. Yeah, because when I see stuff that died off, I just replant stuff. And then I'm going to get an order of seeds from Harris Seeds. I'm going to put an order through because they're having free delivery. I don't get sponsored by them or anything, but I just buy stuff there. But their prices went up. Because I used to buy seeds there for like 20, 50 cents for a few seeds. Now it went up to like $1.50 and stuff for a lot of stuff. But it's still a good deal, and I still get to plant a lot of varieties of things that I wouldn't normally plant because I wouldn't pay like $3, $4 for a pack. But it gives me options. But my garden is making me so happy with everything doing so well. And I might start transplanting some of these tomatoes. I don't know, because I put a lot of stuff in them just to make sure something grows. But they're getting big. And there's a bunch of stuff in there. Yeah, because in this one, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 tomatoes in this one thing. And over here, there seems to be 1. But that looks good. And if you like, watch, subscribe, and all that good stuff. This is the end.